This is a guy, he'd only been on the team for like less than a year. They picked him up like last part of the 2024 season, and then they signed him to the active roster like for the season finale. But he didn't play any snaps. So that game against the Raiders in the preseason opener was his first snaps, and he had a hell of a first half, man. I mean, like I was telling the guys in the press box that I was down here to cover this kid from Alaska. And some of them were kind of familiar with him, but not really. But he just kept making plays in the first half. I mean, he made so many plays in the first half that they pretty much sat him for most of the second, and just that was covering that, and then just kind of talking to some of the players in the locker room about him, and talking to Coach McDonald about him, and then like Coach McDonald's a real kind of monotone dude. And when I asked him about Brandon Pili, like, "Hey, coach, tell me about a guy like Brandon Pili," and his face just lit up, and he gave the most energetic like answer of his entire press conference. And they have a big name, they have a nickname for him. They call him Big Healthy because he's always like healthy and available. And he hasn't played a lot of snaps for the Seahawks this year. Just given that the nature of the position he plays at nose tackle, you're not always going to have, especially when you're on a rotational basis like that. So there have been some games he's been inactive, kind of depending on the matchup. But like when he has played, I mean, dude is making plays all the time. So doing that story on him and then kind of following his journey, he made a big. I actually just talked to him this past week. I'm doing a story on him in preparation of the Seahawks' first playoff game. It's gonna be his first time playing in the playoffs. So just kind of covering Brandon Pili really in his journey with the Seahawks and kind of going from a guy who I wouldn't say is an afterthought because like I said, every time he's played in this league, he's made some plays, but kind of finding his way and carving out a path with the Seahawks and following that and tracking him every week when he's games he does play, and that was one of the more fun stories that I had just from me being able to kind of explore from that reporter's perspective and being in an NFL environment like that, and then also tracking his journey and seeing how he's really kind of representing Alaska so well on the national stage.
No, that is a cool story to follow his journey.